Company of Makers and the Army Flying Museum got together. We're holding an event for veterans, and it's an introduction to tabletop gaming, various types of war game, and get people involved and interested.
We're having some great fun, and it's really enjoyable. Also, the diversity of the games is quite incredible, but with the classics like Dungeons and Dragons, which I find out how wonderful it is, but maybe not how wonderfully good I am at it, but it was great fun. Warhammer's here, and all different variations.
I came here today to, well, play Dungeons and Dragons mostly, but I wanted to see a bit more of the real life war gamers, the historical aspects, the World War I and World War II stuff. It's just amazing, it's a war gamer's paradise.
There's various war games groups that come together for the company makers to run games for veterans, so they can see what it's like. I'm here today as part of the Wings of Glory Aerodrome, and we brought our game down to showcase what we do to the veterans, so they can have a go at playing First World War aerial combat in a really sort of fun, easy to get into game.
Some of it's associated with films, so there is a very recent uptake in games based on the Fallout TV series and the computer games. We've got Star Wars, and of course we've got lots of World War II games here. Brilliant, because there's lots of exhibits from World War II.
The good thing about playing in a museum particularly is, of course, you're surrounded by history, and if you're lucky enough to be, as we are today, we're in the Army Air Museum, and we can actually be surrounded by aircraft.
And actually today we've met several veterans who didn't know of our existence and are quite keen to get on board and make contact and extend our network, and even join us at our events later on in the year.
I think it's every cap badge for the from the veteran community. All cores of the services, that play it, and that was quite eye-opening, because I don't think there's any other sort of spectrum of social engagement in the armed forces where you get such a diverse gang together.
But it's not just about tabletop gaming, it's about understanding how gaming can be a benefit to veterans, particularly veterans who've been involved in recent conflicts that might be suffering from some sort of welfare issue or mental health challenge. And so we're examining how bringing people together using the medium of tabletop gaming can help provide that benefit.
The benefits of gaming, especially for veterans, is it's focusing their mind. It's giving them a project and giving them that ability to be artistically creative. For veterans in particular, they have such a creative imagination, and especially coming from one of the tri-services where we've done a lot of planning, preparation, exercises, like some of us have been to war, not everybody has, but using those experiences and those environments to then bring the next generation of wargaming, video games to the general public.
So the best thing about today's events really has been the veterans themselves. They're really enthusiastic when they come along. They want to know what the game's about. They want to see the mechanisms and to understand how it plays.
The best thing about today is meeting new people and seeing everybody else's passion for the craft, for the gaming, making new contacts and finding extra things to do within the surrounding area. Clubs that I would never known have existed if I never attended today.
When I was about 10 years old, Mum took me into the local town, saw a games workshop, and my grandfather used to have model trains. So I kind of naturally gravitated to it. I thought that was cool. Viking Space Marines from the future and things like that. And that's how I started, really. The only one I'm actually into is Warhammer 40,000. Reason being is, if I'm honest, it kind of ticks the autism box quite well, where you got to collect things, build them, and you look at the high detail of actually when you paint it. So for me, myself, I'm more of a painter, I'm an artist. I just enjoy getting a model, or if I can't create that model, I'll use my other spare bits to create something new.
I think today's event's been brilliant, absolutely fantastic. It's a really good eye-opener. So the main thing I like about the gaming, it's the social aspect. Gets me out with people like myself, veterans, and people that have got no association to the military whatsoever. For me, it's also a little bit of therapy. So I have struggled since I left the service. A few years, I've no bones about it. I suffer from mild PTSD, anxiety and depression, and the gaming for me is massively helpful to when I'm feeling a bit low. I'm going out on Wednesday night, going to go and see all my mates again. Perks me up a bit. Really, really good.
What I like about gaming is the freedom that the player has to make up their own story. but it's also the environment. Like it's playing in somebody else's world. So somebody is taking that time to create something. They've created the story, the atmosphere, the environment, the storylines. You then have that freedom to be a person, and quite a key person within their world. And the player has that freedom whether they want to play along how the creator had meant for their game to be, or they can play totally against it, and there's always risks and consequences to that.
It's very good for your mental health. It gets you to socialise with people, and it entertains the mind. It stops you dwelling on other stuff because you're just committed to what you're doing.
The other thing is the sort of people that it brings as well. Rather than just the same sort of people you go to work with that are similar to you, it brings a different range of people that you can gain experiences and knowledge off one another that you may not even thought about before, or even on the creativity side as well. That's what I like about gaming. It just opens a lot of avenues up for you and allows you to think more as well.
I just like the social aspect, because it's not about really the game itself. It's about sitting and chatting whilst playing games. Trying all the things that you haven't tried before with people that you haven't met before. It's a medium of conversation, and that's the best thing about it.
So as a complete novice to tabletop gaming, it's immediately obvious that these games provide a vehicle for people coming together. I'm absolutely a Damascus convert on the benefit of gaming to the veterans in terms of building a community which has welfare benefits that reach far beyond the actual playing of the game, and build friendships and comradeship which will last, hopefully, for a long time to come. So it's been a great day. I'm really buzzing, really enjoying it.
I would say absolutely try it, because there's a load of people there that would behave in a way that you're used to as a veteran, and chatting about history aspects, statistical aspects, and strategic aspects as well that you'll all enjoy from your time spent in the military.
Any veteran who wants to get involved, have a look out on social media. There are various web pages, Facebook groups. If you can find a local shop, go in there and ask them who else plays these games in the area, and they'll put you in contact with clubs in the area.
It's like I've been here and I've come across people that I met 10, 12 years ago that have left. So it's re-engagement. So if you're looking for bonding and reconnecting, either with previous serving members or even with new people, I'd recommend it. Yeah, come along to a community event, take up wargaming, and you'll meet like-minded people, and you'll improve your community, your pack, call it.
I'd say to any veteran that wants to get involved in gaming, absolutely do it, but do not take my place at D&D.
If you want to get in the game, just head to companyofmakers.com/gamers and you'll be sorted.